Hello, welcome back to From Soft Serve. Today we're looking at how I've upscaled probably like 95% of the weapons and shields in the game. I've spent the last 2 days doing that, mostly just that, and some bug fixes and some other things to the mod. There were a couple things here and there. God, that texture still sucks. I'll have to look at that. But yeah, I had to go through the parts folder, and because that's where they store all the weapons and the shields. I've been meaning to do it as we get closer to 1.0. You know, I did want to go through and generate new normal maps for most of the weapons and shields. Not all of them. There are occasions where the normal map is actually fine. And, you know, it won't match the upscaled resolution, but generally it looks quite good. It's usually for the normal maps that were missing detail. They would only have certain like things on it, but it wouldn't take a lot of info from the albedo texture, right? And that's where on the Grass Crest shield here, you can see with the new normal map, you can really, it emphasizes the dents and the holes. Well, not really holes, because it didn't go all the way through, but you know what you mean. It almost looks like bullet holes, you know? And then the scratches. And it takes a lot of the info from the albedo texture. And it even added just a hint of depth to the actual, like, I don't know what you would call that on top of the shield, like the design. Normally that was completely flat, but I was very careful to just barely give it just a little bit of depth, as if it was like painted on, because it always had kind of that look to me, at least the white portion. But yeah, I was very careful because it took that information from the albedo texture, but I didn't want to go too crazy because it would have been like, it's got super depth, and I didn't want to do that. So I've been trying to be very careful with that. And then obviously the resolution of the albedo texture itself got upscaled from usually 512 by 512 to 1024 by 1024. And I'm sure many people would ask, you know, why didn't you go up to 2048? It's like, yeah, with a lot of the textures, I find the biggest improvement obviously comes from 2x. And if you go 4x, yeah, sometimes there's more resolution. But sometimes I think with the size of the item, it's not as worth going up to, you know, 4 times resolution. I don't think that actually pays off in many cases. And then it just balloons the size of the mod. And yeah, I haven't found it to be terribly worth it in some cases. And so the weapons, you know, they went up from sometimes 512 by 512 to 1024, or sometimes they went from 1K to 2K. So 1024 by 1024 to 2048 by 2048. And so it's hard to get good images of some of them, but yeah, like this halberd, you can see some really tasty normal map detail on the actual weapon itself, and the improved texture. And if we, now I don't have all the items in the game, so I have to kind of go between like 3 different characters, and I won't show all of them because there's a fuckload. And yeah, so you can get some nice surface detail, which is once again in the word cloud of this video. Surface detail is going to be like the ultimate thing that that people say. But yeah, you get some. It also kind of helps out the specular. I haven't touched the specular maps, but it seems like they get a little bit of help because the normal map gets upgraded or changed. It's probably just in my mind, but I think it's really just how you can see the surface imperfections because of the normal map. And now it, like, you know, sort of affects how the specular map handles the light hitting it. And pretty snazzy. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun doing it. It's been hours upon hours upon hours because I'm doing it one by one. You know, one thing upscaling, one thing, then getting the normal map, and it's just very tedious. But a lot of fun, to be honest. And trying to get good, like, close-up shots. I think the next spot we'll look at some weapons and shields will be in Firelink Shrine. And I hope to release this once I'm done with the last 5% of the weapons and shields. I would like to then put out a update for the mod, probably like 0.86 3 or something like that. I don't know. I'll name it something. 8-1. And yeah, then you can use all the upscaled weapons to be sick nasty. You can even see on like this. I remember upscaling this, getting the cloth that's kind of around the spear. And you can actually, that got cleared up quite a bit. The Great Club did get an upgrade slightly. Didn't make a huge difference, but it made it a little cleaner. Okay, we have the pickaxe. Does anyone do a pickaxe playthrough? Is that a thing? Do we know that? I don't think I've ever done like a pickaxe playthrough. Obviously the next thing I need to do is go through and actually finish the armor upscales. That's going to take a long time. But that's kind of one of the other big things that I need to do. Like I have the Elite Knight armor done, but I need to bring that over so you get some really sick ass armor upscales. Okay, we have the Great Axe. Yeah. Let's try to get a good shot of it. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, look at all that. That's been through some shit. That's what I love about. Because all of this is basically info that was in the albedo texture. The original one, which was then upscaled. But when I upscale, I make very sure it doesn't, the AI upscaling doesn't just make up shit. Which it's very good about. It basically picks up on what is there and then just enhances the clarity of it. And it's very, very good at what it does. It's gotten better over the last few years to where it really does pick up just on what was already there, and now it makes it better. It's one of the few good uses for AI. And I remember upscaling a lot of these katana handles. It's very hard to get good images of it, but you can barely, yeah, there you go, you can kind of see it. Let's see if the server, yeah. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I remember that one. That one's got some nasty, nasty surface imperfections. And a lot of the, like a lot of them, I'll have to double check my normal maps to make sure they're not too crazy. Sometimes you can go a little ham on them. But sort of my headcanon is that now that you're able to see the surface imperfections like better, and because you could kind of see them before, but obviously lower resolution and then the actual like depth that the better normal map gives to those like indentations. My headcanon, of course, is that my mod takes place like hundreds of years in the future, where we're still in this cycle. It hasn't moved on to a different world yet. Like Dark Souls 2 hasn't taken place yet, which takes place in a different area. But we're not there yet. There's like luckily a lot of in between. I forgot this lady had the Moonlight Greatsword, which I kind of like that it's essentially emulating how the crystals kind of look in Seath's little archives. And this is one where I'll have to double check to see if the normal map didn't go too crazy. But I kind of like that it's really trying to communicate that it's like this crystalline formation. And okay, let's see, Black Knight Sword. This one might be a really boring video. I'm realizing that talking through it doesn't work that well. Most of the work is done just by showing off the shit. Think of it as a fashion show. It's an Obama fashion show. And we're kind of just surfing through the things that I have really poorly. The legendary Claymore got an upgrade, so it looks sweet. I'm running out of cool words to call things. I'm also realizing that. I've never used the crystalline sword, because really it just looks like a crystalline mace, right? That's not a sword. Yeah, we'll get real close to that. Long sword, so these are, obviously your starting weapons for some characters. Alright, so that's some good weapons. And as for the shields, I'll have to remember, I haven't finished, I'm working on the shields right now. I'm like mostly done with them, but they're the last group of things to upscale for weapons and shields. The shields are backloaded. And so you end up doing them all in a row. Okay, I actually haven't looked at the Eagle Shield yet, but I remember upscaling that recently. Oh, that shit looks good. That looks so sick. Yeah, I was really careful not to add a bunch of depth to the actual, like, bird that's on here. But you can see just barely. There's just a little bit of height now given to the bird because it made me think that it was painted on here, right? So there'd be just a hint of depth from the paint that they used to put the bird, you know, or paint the bird on here. But yeah, that cleared it up quite a bit. It was a little, not necessarily blurry, but it was definitely not looking super hot. So we got the, you know, little night shield, which I was very careful not to mess with the outside of this crest. You know, it's supposed to be pretty flat and like reflective, so I was very careful to add, like, there was that one like sort of dent or scratch that's there, but everything else should be pretty flat, and it just cleared it up. It was a little pixelated. And yeah, so Crystal Knight Shield. This one I actually like almost the most of any of the upscales is the Hollow Shield. Oh my god, the AI upscaler loved it. And then the normal map, obviously being based on that new upscale albedo, just absolutely loved it. Like, look at this. Look at this detail that's on it. This shield has seen some shit. Like, this is a hollow shield that has had to go through fire from the Drake. It's been hit by countless swords and through the hundreds of years. And so that's what I really love about this is you get a story from the shield that it's like, holy shit, this shield has seen better days, but it's being used. And of course, with my normal maps, a lot of the normal maps didn't do anything for the back side of the shield, like where your character's holding it. A lot of the normal maps I've noticed basically just kind of don't really touch that. But because my normal maps are generated from the albedo, they actually do touch the back of the shield, and now you get this really cool surface detail that's on the back of it as well. Not that 99% of people are going to see that, but, you know, I thought it was still really cool. And then this shield also, you can see, like, shout out to the texture artists at From Software, because they were putting scratches on these shields and all of this really cool wear that these shields have been getting over the years. And like, this has the paint on it, so there's like just a little bit of depth now on the paint that was put on here. And so I'm really trying to be careful and thoughtful of the upscales I'm doing to make sure that they match the original intent. It simply is enhanced. And so the leather shield, I was very careful, because interestingly, this shield didn't really have like that sort of leather texture you would assume. The normal map was like very flat and just didn't have a lot of detail. So this really needed it. It needed some more actual detail and sort of feel that you're using a leather shield, right? I don't think I've even looked at this one yet. Yeah, there's like subtle depth to the paint that's put on it again. And it just kind of looks a little clearer. If I get really up close to it, it still doesn't look great. But as long as you don't like zoom in, I think the noise on that texture is a little much. The target shield got a pretty big upgrade. Its texture needed a little bit of help. And if you get real close, I wasn't aware of how much like detail was baked into that texture. Okay, that one's a little bright. All right, yeah, let's go away from the sun just a little bit. Never ever used this shield, but I have it, and now it correctly looks like a big plank of wood. It was pretty blurry, so it actually needed quite a bit of upscaling work or effort. And then you obviously have the shield, little plank shield with its little weird strand of hair or strand of shield sticking out. I don't think I've done this one yet. Or no, maybe I have. Nice green shield. Also, never used that shield. Yeah. Technically oh, I love how he tries to use it. You just shake it. That's how you use crossbows. Didn't you know? Guardian Tail. Did I do the guardian tail? I would have to if I've got to the shields, I guess. Also, never use this. It's ugly as fuck. Hell yeah. Now we're in Firelink Shrine. My favorite area ever. Let's see if I have something new. Sunlight Talisman. Oh my god. I upscaled these and I was like, god damn it. I know they're so small that it's not going to fucking matter. Okay, yeah. That doesn't... they got upscaled too, in case you were curious. But it doesn't matter. Oh my god, look at that. Ugh. That looks so fucking good. God, the specular map is really crushing it there. Which, once again, did not touch those. Those are standard. Oh yeah, spider shield. I haven't even looked at this one yet. I've been in a mad dash to do the upscales. Oh yeah, look at that. It's been through some shit. That's like the main point of these. Oh yeah, sunlight shield. I did end up killing Solaire. Don't worry. Don't. I mean, obviously you knew that I had his armor, but well, his story was going to be really fucking tragic, so I put him out of his misery. I'm in new game +2 on this character. Look at that sunlight shield. Oh my gosh, look at that detail. That's got to be my favorite shield in the game now. Let's see. Yeah, gargoyle shield. Yeah, it's just a little clearer, and it's got like that maze-like indentations on it. Crest shield, I think. Yeah. So that's got some sick looking. I love how blue it is. I gotta use the shield. The problem is I get pigeonholed into using the grass crest shield because it gives you stamina regen. So I end up not using like these fucking awesome shields because I just go, yeah, but I like the stamina regen. So I gotta challenge myself and move away from using that. Black Knight, I think I had already actually upscaled this when I was doing the armor a ways ago. Let's see. Black Iron, I think I have touched. Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. Look at those slashes and look at that. Even the blood got upscaled. Like, Black Iron Tarkus was going through some shit. I'm going to say that like 500 times in this video. Sorry, YouTube. And we have the Giant Shield, which has once again been through many a person. I got it off a Giant in Anor Londo. Let me tell you, there have been plenty of chosen undead that have been going through there. So they've been getting hit by halberds, short swords, arrows, and that's where you see all the little. I was gonna think, dink? Is that a word? Dink? You get dinks from arrows hitting you? I don't know. Doinks? No, not doinks. We know it's not doinks. Okay, this one I had upscaled like months ago. Well, not months, but you know what I mean. When I was doing Havel's armor. All right, let's see if I have any different weapons here. Oh, that was cool. Whoop, no, wrong one. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, that's a starting weapon, right? Maybe. Oh yeah, let's use this slot. I was in the wrong slot, don't worry about it. Broadsword, yes. That looks pretty standard. Okay. Maybe you got a small upgrade. Alright, yeah, I'm used to a slightly larger upgrade. Sunlight. I don't think I've ever used the Sunlight Straight Sword. Once again, we're realizing I've played this game a lot, but have I used everything? Nah. Not even a bit. It's hard to get good angles on some of this stuff, so I guess I'll walk around with it. I'm excited to do all the armor. That is certainly even more work, as there's male, female, the different versions, and then there's the low quality variants that I skip because there's no fucking point. Let's see, Man Serpent, I've done that. Great Sword, I think I did. Okay, oh, shit, wrong one. Okay, I know how to use the D-pad, don't worry about it, it's fine, it's totally fine. The only thing with the greatsword is it seems to be pretty dark, but I think that is the intended goal. I don't know, whenever I see the icon, I don't think of it as dark as it ends up being in game. But yeah, this greatsword has been slashing shit left and right. Oh, the Zweihander, the ultimate weapon. that I don't really use that often. I'm more of a Claymore dude. You're either a Claymore guy or a Zweihander. I like how he kind of shakes it. Or maybe I'm shaking because I'm having coffee. That could be. I love how they gave you a bit of a belly from Solaire's armor. That's great. That makes perfect sense. Alright. Let's swing it. Excellent. Let's see. Demon's Great Machete Scimitar. Okay, you can't see shit when I do that. Yeah, looks good. I've run out of any cool things to say about any of them other than like, yeah, they look cool. They look really fucking cool. I'm sure that's exactly what you came to this video for. He says dumb things and goes, it looked cool. Oh yeah, butcher knife. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite ones too. Because it's just, you can tell it's been used to cut up a ton of shit. And it's just been weathered like a motherfucker. It's so sick. Okay, I'm not going to slash. I don't have any NPCs in my Firelink Shrine yet. Coolest thing about starting New Game +2, or just a new game in general, is that I get my Firelink Shrine back. I am not going to let that guy murder my fucking Firekeeper again. That happened by mistake this time. I was like, God fucking damn it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this one looks sick. I'm now doing just a combo of shoot and sick. That's now the only things I say in the video. Alright. Now, you'll notice some of the coloring, the specular map gets very inspired? Maybe not inspired. I don't know what word I'm trying to say. By the player lantern that is active, so it tends to... It'll put like this coloring on the weapon when you're like, that coloring doesn't really match up with the environment that much, but as far as I can tell, that's from the actual player lantern. The Occult Club, there's something weird with the club. I have to like double check its texture because it doesn't actually look that good. I don't know. I've gone through and upscaled it, but like in game it ends up kind of looking weird, so I'm assuming it seems like the normal map. If I remember correctly, this sort of artifacting is due to the normal map, so I may have fucked up somehow and have it in the wrong format, I guess. I am curious of that. The Morning Star looks like a Morning Star, and it's real nice. Dragon Tooth got a small upgrade. It needed a little resolution boost, you know. Let's see. Get a good angle on it. Get some tasty normal map. Winged Spear, Silver Knight Spear. Yeah, I guess the Silver Knight Spear. Spears are hard to get a real good look at. It looks more silvery, so that's cool. We like that. I guess the whip got an upgrade, but realistically, like, you gotta zoom in like a motherfucker on this thing to really get a look at it. I appreciate anyone who's still watching. I probably would not be watching at this point, if I'm honest, but if you want to see more of the upscales, I know the fun thing will be when you play it in game. So I will finish what I'm doing. Oh, that's a good angle. Oh, look at those like rivets on it. I think that's what those are called, right? Let me know in chat. Little iron like fucking rivets, and oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I love. The aging on this metal, and sort of all the shit it's been through, and the millions of cycles it's been through, and not to mention your own character going through the game and dying and coming back and slashing more, and so I just love the idea that let's log on to one more character. Let's see if they have something else. I haven't logged on this character in a hot minute. They might have something that my other characters don't. Oh shit, Blighttown looks fucking sick. Okay, now I'm turning into like a dude bro. What is happening? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I haven't been back to Blighttown in a hot minute, but I'm loving the depth of field. Oh. Okay. Thank you. Let's see what I got. Greatsword, Claymore, Broken, yada 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 yada. Parrying Dagger, cool. I see a bug is coming after me. How fucking dare you? 2 bugs? Rude. 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 I'm recording a goddamn video. How dare you try to get famous off a FromSoft video. Oh, Demon's Great Axe? Shit. Okay. Can I warp? No, I cannot. Wait, is this guy like New Game Plus or some shit? I don't know. Ooh. Okay, well, Demon's Great Axe did not get an upscale. That looks fucking awful. Oh my god. Okay, well, I gotta double check. Wait, are those 2, like, fucking balls on the end? Oh, that looks weird. Okay, well, that one clearly has not been upscaled. I don't know what's up with that. I'll double check into that one. Yeesh. Oh, yeah, great. But look how fucking huge this is. Don't clip that out. No one clip that out. You didn't hear that. Oh, Buckler. All right. How the fuck is he the only one who has the Buckler? Fucking weird. Oh. God damn it. Don't judge me, guys. I'm putting them in the wrong slot. Surely I'm not the only one to do that. Yeah, let's point it at the bonfire. It doesn't really work that well, to be honest. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I'm in the worst goddamn spot, but you can imagine this looks really cool, and there's all kinds of like surface detail, and yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at all that shit. That's the most descriptive way of saying it. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Okay, yeah, I've already done all those. Okay, well, cool beans. I hope you enjoyed this really focused / unfocused look at upscaling of weapons and shields, and I will be done with them hopefully today. I'll show you real quick. So basically these are all the things I've opened, and let me make it a little bit bigger for you guys. So yeah, basically this is armor. This is in the parts folder of Dark Souls Remastered, and then you have WPA0100, and then these are every single one I've gone through. So 211, 220, and you go 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000, 1100, 1300, 1400, and I think I'm right around 15 something. That's where these are all like shields, and I have to, oh yeah, I'm at 1539, I guess. And I have to surf down to 2026. Now, of course, there's ones in between that, like, it's not actually, like, all in a row. Like, it jumps from 1800 to 2000. So, obviously, you're not going to look at it and go, oh, my God, I've done 2000. No. So, certainly hundreds, though. I would assume. Of course, I'm sure a quick Google will tell you how many weapons and shields are in the game, right? But, yeah, it's been a lot. Been a lot of work. It's something I needed to do. Luckily, my lizard brain enjoys it. I love improving things and seeing a distinct improvement, like, you know, right when I do it. So it's very gratifying, and it's also really cool to do it in what I see as a faithful way. I'm really trying to be faithful and just enhance what is there, without, like, fucking them up, basically. Don't screw the pooch. That's essentially, that's the strat, right? And yeah, I appreciate you watching, and if you'd like to support the channel, I do have a Patreon. You get ad-free episodes of these little dev diary ASMR whatever videos, and you get sometimes cat pictures and quick downloads of the mods, like using Google Drive, which is pretty snazzy. So if you want to support the mod, that's one way to do it. There's a link in the description. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.